folks, and welcome to week number 3. This week we're really going to be working on prep for Essay 1. That's going to be due next Monday, the 11th. This week is really work about developing our content for it, doing a little bit of paraphrasing and quoting work just as a refresher. Okay? So, 2 turn-in dates, Monday and Thursday. For Monday, watch the week 3 video. Congratulations, you've already got that done. Complete the Essay 1 prep. Okay, there's an assignment or 2 in there. Complete paraphrasing and quoting. Again, that's a folder. There's an assignment in there. Look over the MLA citation information. And then for Thursday, look over the sample Essay 1. And I'll do this with every one of your essays. I'll give you a sample to look at. Give you an idea what it is we're aiming for here. A lot of times, all that text doesn't really put the idea in your head as to what this could look like. The sample, I'm hoping, can do that for you. And then begin writing the essay, which, as I noted, is due next Monday, September 11th. Okay, so the Essay 1 prep folder, what we've got here, a popular and scholarly worksheet. So I use worksheets for a number of the pieces here to sort of just kind of give you a place to get your ideas squared up and kind of in a reasonable format. What this will do, if you click on it, it will add a file to your Google Drive. It's a Google Doc that will, go ahead and if you click that link, it'll say add a copy of this to your Google Drive, and it'll then say copy of popular scholarly worksheet. It'll go into your Google Drive. You can put that anywhere in your Google Drive you want. If you want to create an English 102 folder and just make sure we drop everything for the semester into there, totally cool. Wherever you want to move it, so long as you don't lose it. We'll use a number of these over the course of the semester, so you'll get used to doing this. I find that most of my students prefer working in Google Docs. A lot of folks came out of high school during COVID, used Google Docs all the time. And so I just decided to go wholesale into this. If your person is really dedicated to Word, you can make a copy of it to Google Docs and then download it as a Word doc. If you need help with that, don't hesitate to let me know. And I'm going to give you a sample here, and that's actually what we're going to look at today. So what you'll see on this template is really 2 columns and 4 rows. These rows are stated research goal or question, study design, results, and then some caveats and discussion. And the overarching goal of this piece is really to try to understand the difference between the popular article and the scholarly study it's based upon. Okay, so for each row, try to just explain what that piece says the stated research, the individual section is. So for the stated research goal or question, okay, what does the popular article claim the scholarly study is setting out to do? Okay, it's very important that we think about it this way. The popular article is supposed to be reporting the results of that scholarly study. So what does the popular article say the scholarly study was trying to do? And then what we're going to go look at in the other column is, what does the scholarly study actually say itself about what it is intending to do? Students often ask, well, can I just cut and paste stuff out of my articles here? Yeah. I mean, yes, you can. That's fine. Mark it as such. Put it in quotes. But this is also a great opportunity to paraphrase, to put it in your own words. This is what the popular article says the scholarly study is trying to do. This is what the scholarly study actually says it's in and of itself. Okay? Study design. What does the popular article say about the way the study was put together? I'll give you a great example on this. It's really common for popular articles to report the results of a study, but not explain that in order to be included in the study population, you had to have this specific characteristic. What that means is that those results are only applicable to people with that specific characteristic. Right? If you've got to be diabetic to be included in the study, well, the results of the study only apply to those who have diabetes. If the popular article doesn't mention that, they've totally misled their readers, right? Because their readers presume this is applicable to everyone, when in reality it's only applicable to those with diabetes. So, what does the popular article say about the study design? What does the scholarly study itself say about how it was put together? There's a whole section about study design in every one of these scholarly studies. Okay. Then the results. And again, if they misunderstand study design, they're going to misinterpret and misrepresent those results. What do they say about the results here? And then what does the scholarly study actually say as well, right? it's very clear here. The popular article, this is actually referring specifically to Amanda Harper and Theodore Brasky, who are the subject of last week's podcast, their specific scholarly studies. Okay. She notes that those who were long-term high-dose users for vitamin B supplements, there was a 200 to 400% increase in lung cancer risk. She notes those taking 20 micrograms or 55 micrograms had rates 2 to 4 times above non-users. That seems like that's the 200 to 400%. That does not jive with what Brasky notes. Okay. There is an explanation here that sort of is about how Harper misunderstood Brasky. Okay. So again, what does the popular article say? What does the scholarly study actually say? Then finally, with caveats and discussion, it's a place for you to kind of make notes about things that stick out to you. Okay, so one of the things that stuck out to me is that the table number 3 in Brasky's piece makes it really clear that the numbers of lung cancer cases amongst smokers was too low to be considered. That's something that the popular article doesn't mention, and this is where we get led astray, right? So, again, 4 rows, 2 columns. What does the popular article say about that scholarly study related to that specific thing? And then what does the scholarly study itself actually say? I'm going to go back to week 3 here real quick. So now that we've talked about that worksheet, again, this is the blank template here. This is the sample that I just showed you. This is where you turn it in. Okay, you can just turn in directly out of Google Drive. When you go to submit a file, there's actually going to be an option to submit from Google Drive. You can pick it there. You can also download it as a Word doc or a PDF and upload it. Okay, if you want to see Brasky's scholarly study, so you can sort of see how I got what I got for the worksheet out of that, for the sample, you may take a look at this. Just optional, just for you, in case you're interested in how I got where I got. All right. Paraphrasing and quoting work here. We're going to do a very similar worksheet for paraphrasing and quoting. I just want a little bit of practice here for you, so you guys can practice what it means to paraphrase and what it means to quote. Okay. As promised, there's a plagiarism quiz review from last week. Last week I said I was going to give everybody 100 on that quiz who tried it, but I wanted to go back and see what your answers were and where we had, like, some people missing. So this actually is going to go back and kind of go through that and talk about where we had high rates of error, high rates of misunderstanding, okay? Please take a quick watch of that very quick video. Quoting versus paraphrasing is a video I need you to watch. Sort of goes through the difference between quoting and paraphrasing when we do each one. Then, again, just like above, this is going to make a copy of a worksheet in your Google Drive. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the sample I give you here. Okay, so this is often the most misunderstood assignment. All I'm really trying to get you to do is to practice quoting and paraphrasing here. In the left-hand column, I want you to put some source text from your scholarly study. I use the same paragraph for both quotation and paraphrase. Okay, so you can see on the left-hand side in the source text column, just the same paragraph. That is just cut and pasted from my scholarly article. What I want to do on the right-hand side, and I color-coded this for your sake, although you don't need to color-code it if you don't want to. I just wanted to sort of make it clearer to you what's going on here. With every quotation, we're going to introduce it, and we see that in blue, my words here, right? Theodore Brasky from the Ohio State University School of Medicine led a recent study showing, okay, that's my introduction, and then a direct quotation. You'll see this is a word for word from the source text on the left, an end quote, a page number, and then an explanation of that in my own words, okay? Again, so we see my words in blue. When it comes to paraphrasing, of course, paraphrasing is about putting the ideas, the answers, the data from the scholarly study in your own words, okay? It's about trying to explain a complicated concept in simpler terms for your reader. Think about yourself as the interpreter-in-chief, the person who needs to explain something really complicated in terms that someone else can understand. Okay? So what you're going to see here, again, my words in blue, those are also my words in red in the middle here, but, okay, those are the research findings from the text over here on the left, okay? So I'm explaining in my own words what they found in those in the research findings off to the left. Okay? So again, just an opportunity to practice quoting things word for word and paraphrasing them, putting them into your own words to try to simplify and explain the results that they found. Okay, again, we're going to see no quotation marks on the right-hand side for the paraphrase because it's not a direct quotation, but we are going to get a page number. Okay? If you screw this up somehow, if you copy and paste into the paraphrase and it's a direct quote or it looks too much like a quote, I'm going to send it back to you with some feedback and ask you to redo it, okay? So don't worry about this. If you're struggling, feel free to reach out, ask questions. I'm absolutely glad to answer those. But if you do screw something up, know that I'm going to give you the opportunity to revise it with a little bit of explanation as to where you went wrong, okay? There we go. So paraphrasing and quoting work. Again, plagiarism quiz review video, quoting versus paraphrasing video. This is just the blank template, the sample. Feel free to take a look at that again, and a place to submit that template. If you guys get a bunch of noise in the background, every time I try to record a video, my next door neighbor mows their lawn. So my apologies for that. After that, there's some guides to NLA citation and a citation basics video I put together just to give you some guidance as to how to cite things in Essay 1. A sample Essay 1, please take a look at this. I can always tell who's looked at the sample essays and who hasn't when I look at those final drafts. Remember, there's no rough and final draft of Essay 1. We're going to turn it in, we're going to get some feedback on it, and we're going to start to build sort of a list of things we want to work on this semester. So, you want to do the best you can on Essay number 1. So that's a sample essay for you to take a look at. Then be forced to just begin writing Essay number 1 because it's due next Monday. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know.